In the socials, we've got Sugar Babes and Titanic. In the showbiz, Love Island, Stranger Things. Our guest will be Barbara Sharon, journalist and pop publicist. There's Jamie and Tim and Bobby and Claire and Shoujo Saka with the sport, all coming up on the big show. In the United Kingdom, across the earth. It's Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker, 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Claire Ronacres. British Airways workers based at Heathrow in jobs such as check-in agents and ground crew have voted by 95% to strike about their pay, raising the prospect of a summer of disruption. Members of the GMB union say they want a 10% reduction in pay, which was imposed during the pandemic, to be reinstated. BA have offered a 10% bonus instead. Nadine Houghton from the union says staff have been left with no other option but to strike.
Unfortunately, they've been forced into taking this vote, this very convincing mandate for strike action, because they're done with asking nicely. We've run out of road with negotiations. Now, British Airways have an opportunity. They have a small window of opportunity in which to respond.
Around half the rail network in England, Scotland and Wales is closed because of strike action by the RMT. It's the second walkout this week in a dispute about paid jobs and working practices. A prominent Nigerian senator and his wife have been charged with arranging for a child to travel to the UK in order to have their organs harvested. The couple are appearing in court this afternoon. Here's our Home Affairs correspondent, Tom Simons.
Ike Ekweremadu is a well-known figure in Nigerian politics, a district senator and a member of the Nigerian Bar. He also has family in the UK, where he was arrested with his wife by a specialist Metropolitan Police team. The Met had launched an investigation after being alerted to potential offences under modern slavery legislation in May. The couple have been charged with conspiracy to arrange or facilitate the travel of another person with a view to exploitation, namely organ harvesting. A child is being looked after, the police said, following the arrests and being given support.
Police officers who failed to spot that a serial killer was behind the deaths of 4 men in North East London are to be reinvestigated by the police watchdog. Stephen Port murdered the men in 2014 and 2015. The Independent Office for Police Conduct initially concluded that no officer had a case to answer for misconduct, but now says there were material flaws in the investigation. And a live stream of an owl's nest box in North Yorkshire has gone viral, with up to 20,000 people watching from around the world. A sports bar in the Netherlands has even put up the feed on one of its big screens. The wildlife filmmaker, Robert Fuller, who's behind the idea, says he's gone to a lot of trouble to get the pictures.
That's an elm tree which would have died in probably the 1980s or 90s. The tree fell down, and then I've refashioned what was left of the tree into a beautiful nest box for these owls. I've got over 100 cameras running in different habitats and nests, but this is just our live stream from in and around our garden.
And that's the BBC News. It's 3 minutes past 4.
Fantastic, thank you. Sport now, Shoujo Saka.
Hiya, good afternoon. England's cricketers have made a good start to the third test against New Zealand at Headingley. The tourists won the toss and chose to bat. They've reached 123 for 5 at tea on the first day. England debutant Jamie Overton has taken his first wicket. Meanwhile, the Yorkshire chairman, Lord Patel, has revealed that he has received phenomenally racist letters himself since taking over the role last year. Patel was appointed to reform the club following Azim Rafiq's claims of racial harassment and bullying during his time at Yorkshire. In tennis, Cameron Norrie and Harriet Dart have both been knocked out of the quarterfinals at Eastbourne. However, fellow Brit Jack Draper has reached the semi-finals after beating compatriot Ryan Peniston in straight sets. And Sheffield United forwards Ollie McBurney and Rhian Brewster have been charged by police following incidents after last month's playoff semi-final at Nottingham Forest. It's not been made clear what those charges are, but the club says both players strenuously deny the allegations.
Thank you, Shoujo.